Squad 94.1, the Bay's Party Station. Joey Franchize, Poppy Shampoo. We're here with the man himself, Black. It's not Six Black or Six Lack.
Nope.
Do you get upset when people like don't call you by the actual name?
I don't really get upset when people don't get it right because I can understand like the cultural difference where it might be weird. But when you know and then you still, just, I'm still gonna call you Six Lack. It's like, okay.
I saw you play a joke on it.
Yeah, because I mean it's funny, but it's just like one day the joke is gonna get old, and one day things are gonna be different, and it'll probably be a little bit lame to just play with it instead of just say my name right.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, you've had a hell of a year.
Thank you.
The
I
Free
appreciate
Black
it.
album is amazing.
Thank you.
Great
I appreciate
body of work right there. You're on tour right now with The Weeknd.
Yeah.
You're covering all these festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Just describe this year in a nutshell, man, from 2016 to now.
Life coming at you fast. Like, it was all planned, and, it was everything that I wanted to be, but everything literally happened at once. So it's like, songs dropping, attention's being garnered, tour offers are coming in, baby is,
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And it's like everything happening at once, but nothing I can't handle and nothing, that I wouldn't want. So it's been dope. I love it.
Let's start from the beginning where it all started, dog.
Yeah.
Battle rapping in
Yeah.
Atlanta. Like, mind you, that's not really heard of too much. I know there's a scene for it. But please go back into that time where you were once a battle rapper.
I was just obsessed with battle rap culture. And like Cassidy was my favorite at the time, and back then you had Reed Dollars and you had Murder Mook and you had Sirius Jones. So like I was just into the culture that was battle rap. The only thing I needed to access that and to want to be like it was YouTube. Like I would just get on the internet and search, and it wasn't like a big thing in Atlanta. Like I was the only person who rapped in my school in elementary, and one of like three maybe in middle school. And then by the time I got to high school, then it was more of a thing. Like, and everybody was getting into rapping. But battle rap through grade school, kind of saw what battle rap sent most of my favorite people. So I was like, I got to figure out how to make songs. And once I figured that out, I just kind of stepped away from that and got into making music.
Do you still keep up with it? You watch like the URL, the Underground, the League?
Every once in a blue moon, I'll see it and I'll click if the names are right.
Yeah.
But other than that, not as much. Like I'm making music.
Now you used to do these things back in the like in the cafeteria and stuff like that. Cats would like challenge you or whatever the case is. Now was it like, did you go a cappella with it, or was Cats like beating on the tables? You know how Cats used to use the grinding beat all the time?
Yeah, always a cappella. Literally always a cappella. Even when the grinding beat was in, I would always be the one that was just like, yo, stop. just stop. Because I mean, you got to deal with like knowing if somebody's on beat, knowing if they're gonna mess up, like just all that weird shit. So, like for me, it was stop the beat and like I'm gonna actually rap and make you listen.
And you haven't done too many features, but one of the features that was very notable was the one you did with JID, who's now on Dreamville.
Yep.
Now you guys are really close.
Yeah, me and Jid knew each other like before he had his deal, before I had my deal. Like we had like an archive of music, like at least 30, 40 songs. So
he's pretty nice at spitting too. Do you think you still got it? You think you can take him down in a battle?
Jid is one of my favorite rappers ever. But I mean, I pride myself on songwriting right now. So maybe.
If you ever had to tap into that back, on a rainy day or something.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm always ready to tap in. If he want to challenge me, rap wise, I'll challenge him songwriting wise, and we can just go at it. And I think that's what makes the best relationships and the best friendships, when you're around people that bring the best out of you.
Right, and I agree. And let's go back to the name and using the number 6 now, being from Zone 6
right.
in Atlanta. Obviously that plays a part in it. But you also said it was your path number.
Yeah.
Just go into detail on like what the path number is for people that might not be familiar with something like that.
Yeah, I was like going through a phase of my life where I just needed to read and like get into different things and just learn a little bit more about myself. And I stumbled on like life path numbers, and every number just kind of representing a person in its own different way. So before I even like calculated, because there's like a way that you find out what your number is. Before I did that, I just went straight to 6 and read about it, and I was like, that's me. I did the calculating thing. Clearly it was 6, and 6s are just people who are here for other people, here to make sure everything else is good. We're of service. Right. And my job is to make sure like everything around me is good, and that number just represents who I am.
And I never knew numbers can be like have a deeper meaning than what they are. Yeah. Like my number being number 5. Right. I mean, now I got to go and do research as to like, maybe incorporate that in my name somehow, some way down the road. But let's talk about the album, man. Like, what was it like? Now you titled it Free Black. You had a previous situation that you got out of, and you can even hear it at the end of the album where you're talking and you're just saying you're doing the things that basically that you want to do, and you're basically your creativity, and you're not listening to what anybody else has to say. You're being yourself. What was it like to finally put that project out after being through what you've been through prior?
It was definitely like a sigh of relief. Like by the time the project came out, I know a lot of people think, you know, when they hear it, this is stuff that I'm going through or like that I'm dealing with right now, but I'm past like all that. I had to get it out of my system. Like I had to go through everything, put it in song format, and like literally get it out of my system. Now I'm past it, I moved on, and to actually get that out and to have like a story that people connect with and that people relate to and that people can like tie into their own situations is all I ever wanted. So.
And we're here with Black as Wild 94.1, Joey Franchize here. And at what point at writing this project or putting this project together did you realize, whether it was you in the studio putting the song together or just it being finally done, like at what point during that process did you say, you know what, this is going to level up my career?
I think it was just like, and it wasn't even like musically a point because like I always felt good while I was recording, but just the environment that I had, you know, when I was in LA working on it, like I kept my closest people in the studio. Sometimes for no reason, sometimes to do background vocals, sometimes just to be there on a day where I don't have any ideas. But like having that kind of energy in the room with me and just having those kind of days where I could step outside of my problems back in Atlanta and actually look at them from like the outside looking in and like observe things from a different perspective. It just, once I got into that groove and I knew that like I'm actually writing, you know, what I feel. I'm actually writing, like I'm telling these stories that I actually want to tell. Once I got that feeling and I felt like I was accomplishing that, I was like, we're on track. Like, and it's not going to be, you know, like we drop it and it falls on deaf ears. Like it's going to spread.
And you, now, I heard you recorded, what, 200 songs for this project?
I recorded like from February to February, which was 2015 to 2016, I want to say.
Yeah.
From February to February, at least 200 songs. And this was just like recording, like trying to figure out where I wanted to go, trying to figure out what sound I wanted to like, you know, hone in on, and trying to figure out why I would make a song 1 week and love it. Right. And then 2 weeks later, I would be like, I don't really care about it anymore. So it was like going through that process helped me figure out how to make songs that, you know, I like long-term wise and how to have a sound that I was going to like long-term wise. So
now you recorded a portion of you recorded the album in Atlanta, correct? But then you did it in LA.
Those 200 songs were in Atlanta.
Okay.
I went to LA in August, I want to say. And from August to November, I basically scrapped everything that I had did and started over from scratch. So the only maybe 2 or 3 songs made it from like that batch of, you know, songs and ideas, but everything else was like fresh in LA.
What is it about LA, like recording out there? What's the difference between recording in Atlanta, your hometown, and just going out to LA? Because I feel like a lot of artists go to LA to like either finish up their projects or scrap and do it all over again. I
would say majority of the time though, that's not a good thing. Like I was scared to go to LA because I didn't want to like go from Atlanta to LA and sound like I was just in LA and sound different and like everything's okay, and I just didn't want to fall into that and lose, you know, why people even, you know, paid attention to me. So for me, I was scared to do it, but once I did it, it was completely different than what I expected. Like I didn't get lost in it. I didn't like run off to the parties and, you know, just get involved with stuff. Like I was in the studio every single day and I was around good people every single day. So for me, it was the best process I could have had. Like I couldn't record those songs in Atlanta because I was still living, you know, in that, you know, I was still dealing with those problems every day. So I couldn't really formulate, you know, what I felt about them. So.
And I want to talk about the album cover too, with the bear, and you know, it's probably one of the top 10 that I saw listed as probably one of the top 10 album covers of, you know, the generation so far. Explain going in the process, like how did, you know, what was it like even having the bear there? Like it was really there. I thought it was photoshopped originally.
No, it was definitely there.
Was it weird? Because I literally thought you were gonna catch a Leonardo DiCaprio situation.
Nah, it was cool.
Get
like,
Revenant on me real quick.
There was no time. There was no time where it was like, you know, crazy or scary. I think it was just more so us. Like we would give him a space. He would kind of walk in. If he didn't like the scene, he would back up, and we would have to, you know, let him go back to his trailer, chill out, and then come back and try it again. So we did that the whole first day. It's like 6 hours of him walking in and out the room and being like, nah. And then the second day we got a bigger space for him, and we got everything done. But I wanted to cover that, you know, like. That told a story and that said something bold, but wasn't out of my element, because I'm not like an out there kind of person. So I don't want to stand in front of a car or, you know, a house or like money. Like I don't want the average cover, but I still wanted to have, you know, that same loud effect. And the bear we were shooting for the video problems, and we were like, we have a bear, so like, why not shoot the cover? And we got the cover right there on the spot.
That's live.
Yeah.
Now I know you're very you're really connected with your fans too. At one point you had a group chat on Twitter.
Still do.
Do you still get excited when like people well at this point now in your career where people are know your records and you're on Apple and Spotify and everything is just popping off the right way as it should be. Do you still get excited when people quote your lyrics, you Snapchat, themselves? I know Kylie Jenner did the damn thing with Problems.
always. And like to me, that's the first sign that you're doing something right. Like when people take the time out of their day to promote your music for free or just to tell somebody else that they like your music. Like I see it every day. I still have that that group chat on Twitter. Like I'm still in it and I still look at everything like it's the first time. Got to.
Bet. It's Wild 94.1, the Bay's Party Station. Black, appreciate the time, brother. Keep rocking out on the Starboy Tour, the Legend of the Fall 2017 tour. We here. Wild 94.1 in the building. Enjoy Franchize. We out, man.